All right. All right. I think we in business, baby. All right. All right. I think we in business. Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. Trying to make sure we are on point. Hold up just a second, everybody. Let me get this thing going. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. There we go. All right. Entry and exit tones are off. This is the first morning we've been able to go live on Instagram as well. So just trying something out. I hope everybody feel good out there. My name is Haziq Ali. The Instagram is Mr. Haziq Ali. If you want to go over there and check it out while we are broadcasting live, I want to welcome you to another edition of Good Morning Millionaire. Every single morning, our simple purpose is to make more money with your business. We believe your business is worth a lot more than you think. And what a tragedy if you don't take advantage of it. You live in the land of opportunity. Most of you do. You tune in from all over the world, but those of us that are repping the United States of advertising, uh, you are basically living in a calendar that is designed to help you make more money with your business. And on the way to the top, you're going to experience all kinds of pitfalls, all kinds of obstacles, all kinds of landmines. But we are going to talk about some of those that you face as a leader. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't, but every Monday we focus on mindset. Every Tuesday is all about sales and how to increase your influence. Every Wednesday is about marketing and how to magnify your magnetism. Every Friday is Free Coaching Friday, but every single Thursday, we focus on leadership. Can somebody give it to me in the comments? I am a leader. And then share this broadcast with a leader. Share this with somebody that could use it, right? Give it to me. I am a leader. It's check-in time. It's time to rep your city. Let them know where you're checking in from. And also what kind of business you have and how it helps people. Somebody give it to me. I am a leader. I am a leader. Yeah. What's up, Miss Tina? In the house. Alexandria is up in this thing. Dr. A. What's up? Good morning. Danisha's in the house. What's up? What's up, Yuli? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. My man Damon Ivory is in the house this morning. Let's get it. Naire. What's up, Naire? Technique up in this thing. My man Mark Arnold made it in this morning. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Sierra. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Chanel. Let's go. All right. So somebody give it to me. I am a leader. I am a leader. Woo! And Dr. A is like, I am a transformational leader. We're gonna go ahead and call it that. Listen, Jasmine, I am a leader. I hope you remember that, Carla. I am a leader. Let's go, Thera. I am a leader. I am a leader, Miss Mandy. I am a leader. I dare you begin to adjust how you think of yourselves. You know what I'm saying? I am a leader, Ivana. You know, see, is really a problem of leadership. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but I truly believe that every problem in society is a problem of leadership. And what I want to challenge you to do this morning is take it to another level, Mombi. You know what I'm saying, Toddy? I am a leader. Let's go. Let's go. So let's talk about it a little bit because leadership is there's this guy maybe you've heard of. His name is John Maxwell, and he has this really famous quote where he talks about how everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Let me see it in the comments if you're riding with me, right? When do you think you're the most vulnerable? When do you think you're the most vulnerable? Right? Do you think you're the most vulnerable after a win, or do you think you're the most vulnerable after you lose? Can somebody give it to me? When do you think you're the most vulnerable, right? When do you think you're the most in danger? When is the path the most hazardous, right? Because I constantly see leaders who are trying their best to grow. They hit a certain level and then all of a sudden they get blown up. Like, look at what's going on with the presidency right now. Like, what happened? How is it that you reach the top, the pinnacle? I'm talking about everything's working, right? Everybody's on your side, or at least the majority. And then all of a sudden, your whole life just blows up. Like, what happens? How is it that you get to the top by doing the right things and then somebody just slips and falls? Like what's going on? I'm gonna tell you. Joe Louis, I think it was, like this famous boxer. He was like, "It's the punch you don't see coming that knocks you out. It's the punch you don't see coming that knocks you out." So what we're gonna talk about this morning is some landmines that you wanna avoid as a boss, and I hope you're able to jot these down in your notes. I hope this makes you feel more powerful. Here's the first one I got for you. Here's the first one I got for you. This is a famous book. This is a famous book. It's called What Got You Here Won't Get You There. What got you here won't get you there. That's the first landmine that you got to understand. Today's success, today's success, the victory you just now had, that's the one that will jack you up. Somebody give it to me. What got you here won't get you there. What got you here won't get you there. Millionaires, a lot of people that jack their whole life up, they do it while they're in the middle of calling themselves celebrating success, or they're enjoying the fruits of their labor, right? Think about that for a minute. You're the most vulnerable right after a win. And so the fact that yesterday ended last night, like that's a joint you see on Instagram all the time. Yesterday ended last night, right? And you know, that's a beautiful thing if you just went through all hell. You know what I mean? It's like, woof, today got to be better than yesterday, right? But let me tell you where it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and therefore it's a helpful way to think about it when you just now had a victory. Because you ever heard them say, uh, uh, success is something that you pay for daily. Success ain't something you own, it's something you rent, and the payment is due every day. Success can't be owned, it can only be rented, and you must pay for it daily, right? The rent is due daily, right? Anybody ever heard that concept, or you ever thought about that? What we're saying is, what got you here ain't gonna be what gets you there. The celebration's over. Get some sleep. Get ready for the next day because tomorrow it starts completely over. And if you're still celebrating the victory from 2 months ago, millionaire, you need to know, it's kinda like sometimes people say, "Yo, what you wanna do when you retire?" They're like, "Oh, Imma lay on the beach and have a margarita." You know what I mean? That ain't a retirement, that's a postcard. You know what I mean? Life ain't a postcard, life ain't a snapshot. If you're still celebrating a victory from 2 months ago, you need to remind yourself, life ain't a snapshot. You can't take a picture when you're at the pinnacle of your success and then think to yourself that because you took this picture that nothing's ever gonna change. It's changing right now. That's the problem. It does change. And if you don't change with it, what got you to the top yesterday is exactly what'll mess around and drag you down today. 80% of the knowledge that you learned in the past 5 years is obsolete now. But the beauty is, same thing goes with failure. If you had a bad day, you can take solace, right? And knowing that tomorrow's a brand new beginning. It's a brand new opportunity. You have the ability to let go of success. You have the ability to let go of failure, right? And the ability to do both is absolutely essential. You need to let go of the success so you don't get too big-headed. You need to get to a place where you can let go of the failure, learn from it, and move on so you don't get too depressed. So you don't get too hopeless. So you don't start to feel like it's all for naught. You see what I'm saying? Millionaires, the real growth in your life, a sign that you're really growing is when what you did yesterday don't thrill you the same. That means you're growing, baby. That means your appetite is getting bigger. And it don't mean you're bored either. It means that you are growing. You're moving into a new place. So, like Joe Frazier said, the punch that knocks you out is the one you don't see coming. The play here is you got to see it before it happens, right? You got to keep on growing personally. Growth equals change. We talked about that yesterday a little bit, right? Ain't no comfort in the growth zone, just like ain't no growth in the comfort zone. So keep asking yourself, is there a better way? And the answer is always going to be yes. If you really want to grow, get somebody who's outside yourself and ask them questions, right? Get them to give you a fresh perspective. It's hard for you to see the picture when you're inside the frame. Millionaires, you might even be at a place where it's time to pay for outside consulting, but maybe you ain't. Maybe it's time for you to just holler at one of your homies that you know loves you and be like, hey, take a look at this and tell me, like you don't know me, what you think of this. I just did it with our website. MillionaireMinded.com looks crazy, but I knew that already, but I just didn't know how crazy it looked until I had a buddy come and look at it. And granted, she kind of does this, right? She kind of, but now I'm gonna pay her, to kind of like go through this thing and make it look like it's 2020 freaking five. Stop protecting the past because if you will allow yourself to be trapped in a comfort zone, you understand you're closing yourself in a coffin. There's no growth in the comfort zone. That feeling you feel, a discomfort, that feeling you feel where it's just like, I can't explain it. It's not a physical constraint, but there's something mentally slowing me down. It's like I'm punching underwater, right? That feeling is you growing. I want you to embrace that. I want you to understand that this is the moment that you become everything you dreamed of being. This is the part in the movie where they start playing that dun 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? This is your moment, baby. But our tendency is to get kind of defensive of the past. Our tendency is to get kind of and feel some kind of way about decisions we've made that we want to protect. We're more worried about hearing about our blind spots than we are about having the blind spots. And that's a problem. Millionaires, admit you made mistakes, keep on moving, and realize all you can build on is success. All you can build on is success. So ain't nothing wrong with looking at your success. Ain't nothing wrong with counting your blessings. There's something wrong in thinking you can bring yesterday's victory into today's battle. Here's the second one I got for you. Everybody with me? Did I lose you? I know that one was long, but you with me? You with me? Yeah, yeah. Dr. Marilyn, you know what I'm talking about when you just feel like something holding you back. Yeah, that's right, Valerie. That's right, Valerie. It's the one you don't see. That's the one that's going to catch you. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Somebody with me out there? If you're ready for number two, give me a number two and a share. Give me a number two and a share. Let's go. If you're ready for the second landmine, let's go. Give me a number two and a share. Give me a number two and then share this with an entrepreneur. Let's get it. Give me a number two and give me a share. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all ready? I know you're ready to take the next notes after you appreciate that, Toddy. I don't know why the sound might be going in and out on Instagram, y'all, but this is the first time we ever tried broadcasting live on Instagram, so we just seeing how it works. Yeah, has it. So share it with some people. Let them know we here. All right, here go number two. Losing touch with your people. Losing touch with your people. Woo-hoo-hoo. It is wild how sometimes you'll appreciate that, Dominique. It's wild how sometimes you'll find yourself putting up walls and you think they're for protection and they end up becoming a prison. Anybody can relate to that? Anybody can relate to that? That's a landmine, y'all. That's a landmine. Somebody say mistake number two is losing touch with your people. That's a landmine. That's a landmine, y'all. Let's go. That's a landmine. Let's go, Nefertari. That's a landmine. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, let's go, Damon. That's it. Losing touch with your people. Losing touch with your people is the second one. Here's what I want you to notice that. Maybe write this in your notes, right? An isolated leader is an ineffective leader. I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of different of my mentees, a lot of different of my students, and there is a common thread to a lot of the conversations. If I can be transparent, I've got to get more in touch with my people. I've got to make sure that I am being, you are going to see a brand new level from me, and you're allowed to hold me accountable. That's why I'm saying it in public. Millionaires, true leaders will never tell you it's lonely at the top. My man Joe Gathings has this thing. The king always be like, hey, if it's lonely at the top, it's because you ain't bring enough people with you. Check it out. If you at the top all alone, I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody's following. Get off the mountain. Go find your people, baby. Go connect. When leaders lose touch with people, they start to be ineffective. You need to walk slowly through the crowd. You gotta listen to your people. You gotta have open ears to what they're telling you. Right now, a few of us are reading John Maxwell's book, this joint called Developing the Leader Within You. And he talks about how this General Napoleon, right now there's a movie about him where no doubt they are idol worshiping this dude. But anyway, um, you can learn from things in history just like you can learn from things in your present. And one thing that they said about Napoleon is that the devotion, the level of devotion he was able to inspire was truly legendary. But here's one technique that he used. He would walk through the front lines at a war and he would pick different people out the crowd and say, man, I heard about you in that battle when you used this technique. Or he'd talk to this one, he'd be like, how's your wife been? How's your children been? You know what I mean? And name them by name. How's Marie? How's Jonathan? You know what I'm saying? Like they would be amazed at his memory, and not just his memory, but the fact that he considered them important enough to remember their names, the names of their children, the names of their wives. Napoleon's the same guy who took the science of recognition to a whole nother level when he said the quote, I've discovered something fascinating. Uh, I've discovered something fascinating. Men will die for colorful pieces of ribbon. That's a Napoleon quote. What am I saying? What I'm saying is that you got to listen to your people, baby. You got to open your ears to what they're telling you. Do you know the difference between a dream and a fantasy? A dream is a big idea that has a strategy. A fantasy is a big idea without a strategy. You got me? What you want to do is avoid losing touch with your people by not messing up and losing all these opportunities for strategy. Four questions you ask for strategy: what went right, what went wrong, what's missing, and what's confusing. And let me tell you who's perfectly positioned to tell you that: your people. So maybe you talk to your people and ask them what went right, what went wrong, what's missing, and what's confusing. You hear me? Maybe you should value your people a little bit more. Maybe they're your only appreciable asset if you break it all down. Maybe you avoid that positional thing. It's what John Maxwell always refers to it as, where you think that you deserve to lead because you got a certain title. Let me tell you something. It ain't about your position, it's about your disposition. It has little to do with what title somebody gave you. It has everything to do with what your influence is. And the more insecure you are as a leader, the more titles, the more credentials, the more letters behind your name you need. You got to understand what's commonly referred to as the law of significance, right? One is too small a number to achieve greatness. Can somebody give me that in the comments? One is too small a number to achieve greatness. This is an important point, y'all. One is too small a number to achieve greatness. Somebody give it to me. One is too small a number to achieve greatness. This is a big deal, y'all. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. One is too small a number to achieve greatness. Holla if you hear me. You got to love the people you lead, y'all. You got to love the people you lead. Nobody care how much you know till they know how much you care. It's some quote I remember hearing like, yo, you can be a person without loving a leader, but you can't be a leader without loving your people. You can be a people without loving the leader, but you can't be a leader without loving the people. I'm sure I butchered that quote so bad it's now mine. I'm sure that's my own version. So take that and do what you will with it. Here's number 3 I got for you, baby. Betrayal of trust. Man, trust is like credit score. It can be built over years and destroyed in minutes. Betrayal of trust. That's landmine number 3. Leadership only works because of trust, y'all. I don't know how many of you are world travelers. I don't know how many of you have been to some of these countries out here. Man, I was in India, and I will never forget the way that the power lines looked and the way that, I'll hear about friends that one of my best friends is from Togo in West Africa, right? And he talks about how when you're over there, you gotta pay the border patrol to even cross into a new territory and stuff like that. Everybody's corrupt. This is why they don't have paved roads. This is why they don't have internet connections and stoplights, because it's like, if I do this, will I actually get paid? Fundamentally, it's all a problem of trust. That's where society breaks down. Millionaires, that's where relationships break down. Receiving trust from others is all about character. It's all about confidence. It's all about consistency, right? You trust somebody because you can predict what they're gonna do. What's the first thing you think about? The first thing you think about. What's the first thing you think about when you deal with somebody you don't know? People you've never done business with before. Put yourself in their shoes. First thing we think about is, how much can I trust them? So how do you become a trustworthy leader? Millionaires value character more than success. Value character more than reputation. Here's another one. Focus on shared goals more than personal agendas. Bunch of my mentees, we got a program going on right now where it's like, we're first I'm giving a sincerity test. Like, hey, listen to this chapter, answer these questions. Let me see you really took notes. You really want more. You hungry, right? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a shared goal, because if you want to create trust, you need to focus on shared goals more than you focus on personal agendas. That's the jewel. Here's another one. Stay away from politics. If I mention somebody, I'm going to mention a positive about them, even if they're crazy. See my earlier comments about Donald Trump. I know I'm saying politics, and I just said stay away from it. I just couldn't resist, because it's also pop culture at this point. What about when you're doing the right thing, regardless of the risk to yourself, or the risk to your own love, life, health, happiness, right? You're doing the right thing, right? What about when you're accountable to other people, where you feel this sense of onus and responsibility because others are counting on you? Millionaires. I hope that's helpful. We got to hurry up. I got two more to give you before we get up out this thing. I got two more to give you. Here's number four. Failure to think realistically. Failure to think realistically. That's number four. Failure to think realistically. That's the fourth landmine. That's the fourth landmine. Somebody give it to me. Failure to think realistically. Yeah, Kristen. Straight up. Trust is like a credit score. Somebody give it to me. Somebody give it to me. Let's go, y'all. If you're ready for number four, give it to me. Failure to think realistically. What do we mean by that? Because normally I hate that word. I hate the word realistic. Like, it ain't realistic. You're gonna bend a piece of metal and fly people over the ocean. That ain't realistic. It ain't realistic. You can flip a switch and then all the lights come on in your house. It ain't realistic that you can have a phone and there's no wires going in the ground. That ain't realistic. It ain't realistic. You can have a little device and take my dad's whole record collection, right? May he rest in power. Take my dad's whole album collection. Some of y'all don't know nothing about no albums. Take my dad's whole album collection and put it on a device. That ain't realistic. So I normally don't care about the word realistic, right? It's normally one of the words that I'm most annoyed by. But check it out, y'all. The first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. Give it to me in the comments. How many of you have defined reality with intention for the people you lead? Millionaires, the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. What's the reality around this joint? What are we living by? What's our play? Millionaires, most weekend golfers ain't too realistic. They don't intentionally lie, but they also ain't realistic. What a weekend golfer is saying to itself is, yo, if I hit this, you know, 3 iron perfectly, right? I'm gonna get it on the green. I don't know how many of you know golf. I don't know if I'm losing you, but what I'm saying is, it's probably a low odd that some weekend golfer is going to be able to do that when most pro golfers can't do that, right? Are you thinking realistically? Are you looking? Do you know thyself? Are you aware? Are you self-aware? Somebody said the optimist thinks the glass is half full, the pessimist thinks it's half empty. Millionaires, the realist knows before long he gonna have to wash the glass. All I'm saying is focus on reality. Really look at the strengths of the people around you. Really look at the weaknesses of the people around you. How can you put together a team where your differences become powerful? How can you put together a team where your strengths augment their weaknesses and vice versa? You want to look at three levels: what we got to do, right? What we think we gonna do, and what we can hope to do, right? What we got to do, what we think we'll do, and what we hope to do. What I'm saying is realism. You want to look at it like it's your friend. It ain't your enemy. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. This is one of those laws of success. This is one of the faculties of the mind. This idea of reason, right? Jack Welch, who kind of like ran General Electric. Many of you may know the name, some of you don't, but he's one of those people to kind of Google. He was like a master of the universe for a while there, but people kind of looked at him as the pinnacle of leadership. And he had a bunch of rules. He had this book called The Six Rules for Successful Leadership, right? The first one was control your destiny or somebody else will. The second one was face reality as it is, not as it was or as you wish it were, right? The third one was be candid with everybody, like no cut cards, stop putting sauce on everything, just keep it real, right? The fourth one was don't manage, lead. Management is when you lead them from the back, saying go harder, go harder, go further. That's management. Leadership is when you're like, come on, y'all, let's go. I know the way, and I'm gonna go the way, and I'm gonna show the way. That's leadership, right? So don't manage, lead. Number five is change before you gotta change, right? And then number six is if you don't have a competitive advantage, then don't compete. If you don't know your competitive advantage, don't compete. All right, enough on that one. You ready for number five? Give me a number five. We gotta get out of here. It's almost time for everybody to come over to Instagram. We're gonna do our affirmations and whatnot. You with me? This is the first day we ever broadcasted live on Instagram. Drop some fire emojis for that. Drop some fire emojis for that. We finally done brought the show to Instagram, baby. I don't know how it's gonna go over there. Drop some fire emojis for that. We finally on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go. All right, here's number five. Here's number five. Yeah, appreciate that, Aisha. Appreciate that, Kristen. Let's go, Toddy. Let's go. Let's go. Share this joint with some entrepreneurs over there in Instagram world. All right, number five, poor timing. Number five, this is the last one I got for you. Poor timing. Think about this, y'all. I know I was doing golf earlier. I'm gonna go for baseball this time. Difference between a foul ball and a home run is timing. You hit the ball a little bit early. It's like it's going far. It's just in the wrong direction. You hit it a little bit late. It's going far. It's just in the it's the timing, right? It's the timing. Vital that you kind of see the big picture. Sometimes you got to step back. Why? Because the main innovation, the main insight that helped us build civilization, y'all, was timing. It was when that first leader was able to look at the stars or feel the weather and say to himself, yo, I remember what happened last time this happened. Yo, it's time for us to move, y'all. Now his tribe don't freeze to death because he sees the leaves falling off the trees and he's like, yo, it's about to get cold. Hey, this ain't the time to plant, y'all. We need to plant, over here, or we need to wait and plant when it's looking like this, right? When the flowers start blooming, we see the time timing, being able to recognize the seasons. You get it? That's when we first were able to start creating agriculture. That's when we first were able to have our own crops. We didn't have to eat nothing but meat. And we could have a city. Now we can have a school. Now we can build a village around this plot of land right here because the land is going to feed us. You, but how good are you at pattern recognition? How good are you at pattern recognition? People change, y'all, when three things happen. They hear enough that they have to, they learn enough that they want to, and they receive enough that they are able to. Think about that. That's when change happens. You want to talk about how to motivate somebody to change? Here's how it's going to happen. They got to hear enough that they have to, they got to learn enough that they want to, and they got to receive enough that they're able to. Millionaires, that's why you got to get game from the successful. what seems so necessary today might not even be desired. How many of us, know that, you watch an old movie and they pulling over to use the payphone? You know what I mean? This show called Snowfall, it's set in the '80s. They walk around with pagers. You had to pull over real quick and go use the payphone. You know what you would do? You would keep a roll of quarters. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you even want a quarter now? If you see a quarter, you're like, "How does quarter get in my pocket?" And you throwing it away like it's trash. But there was a time when you know what I mean? Your grandma used to tell your mama, "Don't leave the house without a roll of quarters." You know what I mean? Anyway. Enough of my stupid examples. I hope y'all got something from these 5 landmines. You know what I'm saying? The first landmine was today's success. The second landmine was losing touch with your people. Third one was betrayal of trust. Fourth one was failure to think realistically. And then the fifth one, y'all, was making sure that you keep yourself in a place mentally, millionaires, where you see the timing, where you see the timing. Landmine number 5 was poor timing. I hope this was helpful for you. Yo, we about to take it over to Instagram and do our affirmations. Every Monday, we focus on mindset. Every Tuesday is all about sales. Every Wednesday is marketing. And every Friday is Free Coaching Friday. If you want to know how to join Free Coaching Friday, all you do is join the newsletter, the world's best newsletter for entrepreneurs. It says it comes out on Mondays, but I'm putting it out on Fridays for these next couple weeks because Monday is Christmas and Happy New Year. Don't ask me why they're 7 days apart. Well, actually, I can tell you, but that's a training for another day. All right, y'all. So come on over there to Instagram, Mr. Haziq Ali. We over there right now. We about to do our affirmations. Let's get it. Come on over there to Instagram. We about to do our affirmations. Let's go. Let's go. And remember, either your mind has to expand to match your goals, or your goals will just start to shrink to match your mind. That's the Instagram right there, y'all. Mr. Haziq Ali. All right. Come try affirmations.